First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. Tonight we've got a top of the table clash, a London derby and controversial decisions galore. And that's just game one. Arsenal travelled to Stamford Bridge to play Chelsea to see who would be top of the FA Carling Premiership this evening.
Still over Mars. Petrescu doing his job well there. Seen him onto the right foot. In comes Beckham. Tipped over by De Hoy.
It's been called the Battle of Selhurst Park, not because the football's too violent and physical, because both these teams play here. Who'll be the Greyhounds winner in this one?
Warhurst and Brolin over the set piece. Warhurst clips it in and Churchill with an incredibly acrobatic effort.
Southampton are nil point this season. No points, nothing to take for themselves, and they've got Liverpool in town. Easy 3 points, you'd say. There's Bjornaby. Oh! Well, you wonder how that didn't go in. We've got all the key moments from the Premiership this weekend. And of course, we've got two key men to talk about it. Sadly, we couldn't find them, so we've got Trevor and Trevor with us. But first and foremost, let's talk about the game everyone's waiting for this season. The big top-of-the-table clash between Chelsea and Arsenal. Chelsea have been a surprise package this season that are starting to walk away after a fantastic start to the season. However, after their opening day defeat. For Arsenal, a little too inconsistent for their liking, but they're certainly getting to grips with the game. Your commentator at Stamford Bridge for this one is Trev Champion.
A top-of-the-table clash at Stamford Bridge, a very buoyant Stamford Bridge this afternoon. Arsenal and Chelsea go into this game off the back of very impressive victories last week. A 4-1 hammering of Bolton Wanderers at Highbury for Arsenal, and a very professional 3-0 victory for Chelsea over Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Gianfranco Zola, particularly impressive in that game, leads the line. Poyet has been pulling the strings this season, and Frank Leboeuf at the back to hold up this rock of a Chelsea unit that we've seen this season. And speaking of units, Ian Wright and Dennis Bergkamp weaved their magic last week. This is a much bigger test today. Can Arsenal come to Stamford Bridge and make a statement? Some of the most informed players on this pitch today. The biggest game of the season up to now. 1 point separating these two sides. Chelsea do have that slight advantage, and they have the home advantage, but it's Arsenal stroking the ball around nicely here. Petit to Bergkamp. Out wide for Parler, first time ball in, looking for Vieira. Leboeuf was equal to it. Petit again. Quite a patient side Arsenal, but this time it hasn't paid off. Poyet finding Zola. And Zola getting it back. Here's Lasso on the overlap. And see this being an end-to-end clash today. Di Matteo, that looked like a foul. It was. Parler's going to be reprimanded for that. Took out the legs of Di Matteo. And it's a free kick in a dangerous position. It's going to be Vialli to take. Two solid lines. Going to challenge for this into Zola, the smallest man in the penalty area, almost getting head on that. It's going to come for Poyet onto the left foot, and the deflection takes it into Seaman's hands. first real chance of the game falls to the home side. Poyet brought it down well. Just took a sting out the shot, that deflection. Vieira just leaving it for Winterburn, but he didn't get a big enough head on that. Wise, Di Matteo, that's a good ball over the top for Petrescu. It's a good challenge there by Winterburn. Vieira picking up the pieces. And Arsenal trying to get some zip into their play, but Lambourd stands in their way. Petrescu lay off for Poyet. And now Di Matteo, first time to Vialli. This is good football from the home side. Di Matteo again. And Petit with the challenge, got none of the ball. It's a free kick. And I think he's going to be the first name in the book. Emmanuel Petit leaving a leg. Been a little bereft in the way of chances this game. Both sides have seemingly cancelled one another out. Dixon for Ray Parlour. Into Bergkamp, and he's stopped by Leboeuf. He's not been as instrumental today, Bergkamp. Nice touch by Zola. Poyet and Di Matteo, who've worked hard in that deep position, centre of midfield, and Petrescu's got some room here. Down Petrescu, shadowed by Winterburn. And here's Wise, and he was challenged by Overmars, and the referee says penalty. He had a long hard look at it, it seemed rather innocuous. But Mark Overmars is not used to being given defensive responsibility. His strengths are at the other end of the field, and it does seem to be a trip. He's caught the ankle of Wise, who won a penalty not long back against Everton. And it's the same consequence. It's Frank Leboeuf from the spot to open the scoring. Straight down the middle. Leboeuf does it. And Chelsea are in front. You have to say it's deserved. They have been the better side. Been a lot quicker with their passing. A lot bigger threat than Arsenal have posed today. And Frank Leboeuf. Yes, that has to be seen as a good decision by our official. And Leboeuf opted for down the centre. Seaman to his left, fooled, and it is 1-0 in this top of the table clash. Chelsea have managed 3 more goals than Arsenal this season, and you can potentially see why. They seem to be getting quicker with every game. But here's Overmars, a rare attack for Arsenal this. He'll be wanting to amend his errors that led to the penalty. Still Overmars. Petrescu doing his job well there. Seen him onto the right foot. In comes Bergkamp. Tipped over by De Hoy. That's the first opportunity we've seen from Arsenal so far. And Bergkamp, who's always a threat, ghosting inside that near post and getting the flick on it. And it could well have been dipping under the bar. De Hoy taking no chances. Petit, that's a good ball, opening it up for Vieira. Vieira into Wright, who's been kept quiet today, but he's found Overmars. Vieira with the run inside. He was looking for Wright, who was offside, I think. He'll be disappointed. Yeah, he's not watching the line there, Ian Wright. Has cut a frustrated figure today after such a good performance against Bolton. Platt replacing Petit, who's been on that yellow card for quite some time now. Poyet, Winterburn not wanting to dive in. Dennis Wise, who won the penalty to Lasso, will he shoot? Platt closed him down, and oh, it's a mistake between Platt and Parlour. It's going to be Poyet. It's 2. Oh, that is calamitous from the Gunners. And it's an unfortunate moment for the substitute David Platt, who obviously some cross wires there between himself and Ray Parlour. I thought Lasso would line up the shot. He was looking for the wide man, but there's a real mix-up, and Poyet takes it beautifully. Inside of the right foot, inside of the post. Seaman had no chance. You cannot afford to give the ball up in those kind of areas when somebody like Gus Poyet is around. Just shifted it and used Steve Bold as a shield. Just bent it round him. Seaman unsighted. Adams has to try and lift the team now. 2-0 to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is not a situation you want to be in. They will break 4 points away from Arsenal if it stays like this. Thumping tackle from Leboeuf. It falls for Platt. And Bergkamp on the right foot. Fantastic stop from De Hoy. He has been the threat, the Dutchman. Dennis Bergkamp, who's enjoying a fine season with Arsenal. It's not been Arsenal's day today, but somebody like him can always change that. That's a great save from Ed De Hoy. Bergkamp doubling up the duties. It's his corner. Still plenty of time for Arsenal. Whipped in towards Overmars. And Petrescu got a head on it, and Vieira couldn't wrap his foot round it. That could be classed as a really good chance for Arsenal. Somebody of Vieira's quality. He just couldn't get round the ball and hook it goalwards. It's to be said that Arsenal have improved upon last season considerably. It's by no means a terrible result, but it would have been a statement. Here's Ray Parlour. Still time. Bergkamp into David Platt. Real chance for Platt. He delayed the shot, but it hits the top of the net. The deflection taking it over the goalkeeper, but over the crossbar. Platt just couldn't get the shot away early enough, and the deflection was heavy. Winterburn for Overmars. 11 minutes for Arsenal to try and salvage something here. They've certainly had a lot more of the ball. Really forced upon them. Wright, that's good play from Wright, holding it up. It's into Platt. It's into Bergkamp. That's a fine goal. And they're back in it, Arsenal. We said Bergkamp was a threat. And it's a superbly worked goal for the Gunners. And maybe there's a chance. 10 minutes on the clock. Bergkamp owing a lot to Wright. Superb strength. And it's one touch and a right foot finish. No nonsense from Bergkamp. The deficit halved and Stamford Bridge is a little quieter now. 9 goals and counting for Dennis Bergkamp. Top scorer this season. Sally. And he make an impact. We've got a minute left here. Here's Vieira. And Wise went in and, well, he seemed to take the ball, but I think the referee's going to issue a yellow card. I think the studs were up there from Dennis Wise. He seemed to come through Vieira and take the ball along the way. It's going to be a free kick for Parlour. You've got to think this is the last chance for Arsenal. And Parlour will whip it in for Salah. You've got a head on it, but just not enough. And it's into the comfortable gloves of Ed De Hoy, and that should be it. That should be it. It is. And the referee's final whistle has gone. And a huge win for Chelsea, retaining their place at the top of the FA Carling Premiership. Arsenal did everything they could in the last stages, but the damage had been done, and Gus Poyet's goal ended up being the deciding moment in this match. Chelsea march on. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1.
Well, I don't think it's a penalty. I look at the decision. I say, referee, he's got it wrong. He did not. It was not a penalty. No, I completely disagree. Yes, well, actually, I think it definitely was a penalty. I think so. very much as a judgment that it definitely was a penalty, and if anyone disagrees with it, they can come back to my place and we will have a smoke and we will sort it out. Well, Trevor, the question's on you. Was that a penalty or wasn't a penalty? In reality, would that have changed the result? I have to say, I think the referee got this one completely spot on. I thought Paul Durkin called this one just perfectly. It is a penalty for me. Overmars clearly catches the player. Spot kick all day long. I don't care where you are and what you're going. It's a penalty for me, absolutely. Well, Trevor, what about it? We talk about the penalty, but overall in terms of the game, what would you say? Chelsea deserve winners? Definitely. I think Arsenal today struggled away from home. And normally they're quite resilient and quite reserved, but they haven't quite got the system working for them. They had 3 at the back last year and the wing-back formation. While it made them difficult to beat, they struggled to go press forward as much as they'd like. Now they're going in the 4-4-2. They're getting caught out by teams playing their old formation. So they've just got to find a way to deal with that. I think they'll take a lot from this, to be fair, but I do think Arsene Wenger is going to be disappointed. Well, is there a chance there will be a disappointment at the Dell this afternoon? Southampton fans have had a really difficult start to the season. 7 games in and they still have yet to have a win or a point or a draw or anything really to smile about this season. And in arrived Liverpool at the moment that really know their European balance is hanging by a thread. This was a cracker. Your commentator for this one is Trevor Davis. For Southampton this afternoon, it really is a chance to turn the season around. No points, bottom of the table, starting to see their Premiership status seem a distant memory so early in the season. For Liverpool, the dream of being Premiership champions still remains alive. An inconsistent start has turned into some good autumnal form. For Southampton today, Dave Jones's side needs a change of fortune, and they've gone for a change of formation. It's 4-4-2 with Benali and Kevin Davis providing width. Ustenstadt and Letitia lead the line. Hurst drops to the bench after his recent ankle injury. John Beresford, signed for Newcastle United, comes in at left back. For Liverpool today, Patrick Berger partners Michael Owen with Karl-Heinz Rieder and Robbie Fowler not 100% fit. Bjornaby comes in at left back to replace Dominic Matteo. Jamie Carragher starts at right back. Saints, if they are to go marching on and continue their life as a Premiership club, they certainly need this afternoon to beat Liverpool. Yet to get a point this season, Southampton. Liverpool you can see much more of, maybe facing life without European football. They are trailing 2-0 to Celtic in the UEFA Cup. The second leg coming up this week here on Match of the Day. Let's see where some BBC One. Beresford. And the channel for Ustenstadt to chase. He can get there. And it's goal side! And denied by David James. A clever ball from distance. Beresford playing it into the channel. Ustenstadt had the strength to beat Kramer. The skill, but not quite the finish. Letitia and Davis were both asking for it in the middle. Letitia that will take the corner. Came to Palmer! And it's saved brilliantly by James. A looping cross from the corner. Palmer got there and it is just parried wide from James in a real scramble. Quite close and Step wanted it, but he has got it. There's Palmer. Here we go from Letitia. Out wide to Beresford. Benali. Caught there by Ince, that will be a free kick. Carlton Palmer. Davis. Dodds. Onside. And it needed to be a good header away. Southampton putting the pressure on at the moment. Not playing like a side with no points in the Premiership thus far. Here's Letitia. Good save. When it fell to Letitia on that area on the edge of the box, you really do think it's the chance of a centre forward, maybe 6 yards from goal. James did well to dive to his right and parry it away from danger. It was a good effort. So maybe Southampton have had the best of it in the opening 17 minutes. It was Carlton Palmer. from Richardson. Matt Le Tissier. Runners through the top. Benali is one of them who wanted it and might just get there and does and scores! Fantastic ball from Matt Le Tissier. Wonderful stuff from Benali to take a chance and get yourself into the area. Oh, he was rewarded. A delightful finish. David James led standing, but Southampton deservedly lead. The run here was not picked up by young Carragher well enough. Le Tissier got the ball in, and at that angle, the attacker is always the favourite. It's poor defending, you have to say, from Liverpool. Not necessarily the most convincing ball that you'll ever see. Well, took a deflection of Paul Ince. Sometimes you need a bit of luck. Southampton have got it. And the lead. Ince. You want to be? Thomas for support. Ince. We open up for him, Paul Ince. He's hit it there right at Paul Jones. Just unable really to test the goalkeeper, but it was good intent from Liverpool. Beresford. Benali. Here is Dodd. That's a lovely ball. Davis. Le Tissier! Oh, what a chance. The Southampton captain knows it. He really has fluffed his lines here. Davis getting it, striking the ball across. When it came to Le Tissier, he just mistimed the header. Richardson. Told again. Berger for Liverpool. Thomas. Owen. Berger again. What a fine little ball that was. Exchange of passing to Owen. And Patrick Berger! Well, the shots are arriving at Paul Jones's goal. They're coming from outside the area. Liverpool showing a little sharpness on the counter-attack. That's showing a little bit of luck. Richardson. Benali. Here is Beresford. Had the beating of Jamie Carragher today. Beresford's cross is a good one. White's headed away as far as Richardson. James is there to parry it away. Both sides have got a shoot on sight policy today. Header out by right, fell right to Richardson. James again, both hands. Right place, right time. Still top class save nonetheless, you have to say. McAteer. Here's Bjornaby. Oh! Oh! Well, you wonder how that didn't go in. This was the moment when the cross came in. It wasn't really dealt with, and then when it came to Berger, oof, an open goal. I'm sorry, you should score that. Oh, what a half it's been for Southampton. They had the potential to be out of sight here. Liverpool have had some sparks from long range, but this is the best football that Dell has seen this season. Half time in this one, it is Southampton 1, Liverpool 0. Ince with the free kick. Heading towards Riedler. McAteer out to Carragher. Thomas. And again. Oh, McAteer! Well, Jason McAteer, when it fell to him, after Thomas had played it through to him, went first time that was the right option, but ended up just pulling it wide. Paul Jones. It's a long way out. I'm not sure the Tissier will have a go, mind you. Try to have a go. Le Tissier will have a go! Oh! Matt Le Tissier. Oh, we know the talent's there, as you saw a strike partner Østenstad attempt to go for the volley. When it came back in, goodness me, that was not far off. That would have been some goal. Here's Kramer. Carragher coming across. Benali, Palmer, Letitia. Oh, a lovely ball! And a lovely goal! Lovely goal! Matt Letitia with a clever ball. Kevin Davis charging through to finish. And on the hour, the Saints go marching into a 2-0 lead. Brilliant football here. What a ball by Letitia, but the defence was split. Liverpool can't keep track of Southampton's wide man. And Dave Jones's formation has brought a change of luck. He's brought some wingers. They've both scored. Football's a funny old game, isn't it? Thomas. Here. Thomas there as run rings around Richardson. Oh, Carragher's done so well to win the ball. And Jason McAteer is going to make this an interesting finish. His strike right in the corner. Liverpool aren't far away. The deficit is halved, and it's all down to this touch from Carragher to get it away. Beresford, who was marking Jason McAteer. The Southampton defence will cry. Confidence is a wonderful thing in football. Protecting the lead, Southampton are showing their frailties they've succumbed to this season, and McAteer takes advantage. It's 2-1. Southampton could replicate what they did in the first 67 minutes. They'd be golden, but are they in danger of conceding more? Here's Owen, Riedler, Owen combining again. Saying in football, you're never so vulnerable to as and when you score. Here is Østenstad, Benali ahead of him. Here he is now. Letitia in the area, Østenstad at the near post. Benali has Beresford's support if he needs it. Here he is now. Letitia! Very nearly restored Southampton's 2-0 lead. Benali getting it back to Beresford. It's a nice cross. Not quite to be for Matt Letitia, who's guilty of a couple of headed chances gone his way this afternoon. Flick from Letitia. Dodds. Davis to run against Bjornaby. That's great work there from Jason Dodd. Richardson trying to get through, but Owen is back and on the defensive for Liverpool. Ince. Fab. Bjornaby. Again. Thomas is charging forwards. Here he is now. No, it's going to be McAteer. Trying to feed it through for Michael Thomas. Kramer for Liverpool. Here's Carragher. McAteer. He was caught. 10 minutes to go. A free kick in a promising position for Liverpool. Richardson Stubbs was showing in that challenge. That's why the referee has given the foul. You can see there they're playing on McAteer's face. So Leonardson, a substitute, his first touch. Is it the equaliser? No, it's not. It's deflected, and it flies over the wall. Leonardson very nearly there. That sort of range providing a wonderful start to the game. Leonardson's second touch will be a corner. Riedler, Ince, Bjornaby, McAteer, all in the area. It's short to Carragher. Leonardson. Ince. Riedler. Oh! He just shimmied himself into position, Karl-Heinz Riedler, and found a way to get the shot off in a crowded penalty area. And when he did so, just seemed to wrap his foot round it and pull it wide. Well, what a wonderful way to get off the mark. Southampton were fantastic today. The Dell was a real fortress. There is one of the goal scorers, Kevin Davis. He was fantastic this afternoon. Liverpool, I don't think, can have any complaints. Despite being the side with more possession, they had less chances and they were much less clinical in front of goal. It's Southampton's day and Dave James's side is off the mark. Full time here, it is Southampton 2, Liverpool 1. Well, chaps, we've got to talk about it. A fantastic performance of Southampton, but beggars belief, was it Southampton playing well or Liverpool playing badly? You always get that in defeats, it's a mixture of both. I think today what Southampton did do really well is they allowed their wingers to get much more involved in the game. They played at pace. I think Le Tissier did a much better job in linking up the midfield, and strangely I think he was given a lot of room, and I always think that's a dangerous thing to do with a player like him. He might not have the pace, but he's got the touch, the cunning, the guile and the skill to upset teams, and that's what he did today. He created one goal, created another. He was fantastic today. Well, Trevor, what would you say? Le Tissier call up for England? It's worth a go, isn't it? To be fair, I mean, based on what happened earlier in the year, but you look at the way he's got there. If he can replicate that at the World Cup, England have definitely got an option. Well, Trevor, what about Liverpool? It was poor from them, really, when they went ahead and travelled to Celtic a couple of weeks ago, and now they're here again in more trouble, aren't they? Yeah, they weren't great, really, today. I think maybe they've got eyes on the game in midweek, and that's why they took their eye off the ball here today. And do you know what? That's going to be modern football. You're going to have games come at you thick and fast. You've got to be able to react and play. And squad rotation is key. I think there was 3 or 4 players that just had an off game, and you can't really afford that in the Premiership. Well, just to let you know that if you do want to see the second leg, Liverpool-Celtic, live from Anfield. We'll be there here on BBC One. Join us 7:30 in the evening. Liverpool, remind you, trailing 2-0 in aggregate. I've got it all to do. Could we see a magical Anfield night? Well, speaking of magical moments in the FA Carling Premiership, it's time to round up some of the other goals that took place, and we'll start off with a surprising result at the Reebok. A frustrating afternoon in a very foggy Reebok Stadium for Manchester United. They had chances but just couldn't convert them. 2 of the best arrived from Teddy Sheringham. His header was brilliantly parodied by Icelandic goalkeeper Jussi Jääskeläinen. And then it was David Beckham that probably had the best chance. This audacious chip nearly paid off one of the goals of the season. Wasn't to be at this one. Leicester City are continuing their remarkable form in the Premiership by another win away from home. This time it was Neil Lennon that got the goal. From Muzzy as its free kick he headed home. As for those at Ellen Road, similar slow start to last season. Aston Villa and Derby County met in this Midlands derby, and it was Aston Villa who got the going. It was an unlikely goal scorer, no surprises about the assist. After a wonderful ball over the top, control and pass from Collymore, and Fernando Nilsson ran out from right back to score. The second one was also provided by Collymore, and this time it was Mark Draper that provided the cool finish as the Villains went into a 2-0 lead. Derby County did manage to get something back, and it's their new combination up front which is proving to be the strike force. One chop to Sturridge, 1-on-1. It was a late goal, just not a winner as it was last week. Derby County can feel aggrieved in this one. Both of these sides' early season formers certainly are to some people saying they will be battling out for relegation. So what turned out to be an early 6-pointer also turned out to be one of the games of the season so far. Neil Redfern was able to find space and go ahead and put Barnsley ahead. John Ooster in a man-and-a-match performance provided the equaliser when his cross was brilliantly met by Duncan Ferguson. And it was Ooster that got ahead but the goal that put Everton ahead. Madar's pullback, it came to Ferguson, Moses blocked for Barnsley. The goalkeeper couldn't see Ooster's shot, but to be fair, everyone in Goodison Park loved it flying in. Late in the second half though, a long ball caught out Bilic and Watson and allowed Ashley Ward to break free of both of them and to get the finish ahead of Gerrard and to bring Barnsley level. Everton fans must be thinking the worst, it's always us, but they did come up with a winning goal. Madar to Ferguson, Ooster continued his run, tired legs on Barnsley's side, a cool finish provided by the man in blue. Blue touch paper well and truly lit in this one, the goal coming a minute and 30 seconds into time added on. Barnsley furious, Everton utterly delighted here. Well, after those results, it was all set up for Selhurst Park, really. Wimbledon and Crystal Palace meeting. There wasn't really an away side when you listened to both crowds. In fact, the away sides have vastly dwarfed the home supporters. Wimbledon, of course, still missing Plough Lane, which they left 6 years ago. Your commentator for this one is Trev Motson.
This stadium has been Crystal Palace's home since 1924. But today, they are in the away dressing room. Tenants Wimbledon take up the home dugouts as these two clubs face off in a fixture much bigger than any ordinary London derby. This is the battle for Selhurst Park bragging rights. Whilst the Dons were the Premiership surprise package last season, it's Palace who have been raising eyebrows this time around. The newly promoted Eagles sit in 6th spot after 6 matches. Less than 9,000 fans turned up when Vinnie Jones and Marcus Gale scored in a 2-0 Wimbledon win, the last time these sides met. Both players start for Joe Kinnear today in front of a packed-out Selhurst Park. Palace continue to sparkle, with European stars Berlin, Lombardo and Churchish shining the brightest. English forwards Dyer and Shipley have led the line very well so far this season. One kick up towards Gale. Beaten in the air and Roger plays it forward to Dyer. Churchich. Good ball out to Thomas Brolin. Sullivan should get there and does, but it's a free kick to Crystal Palace. Churchich was fouled as he played the ball through to Brolin on the left hand side. Neil Ardley just clipping the toes of the Yugoslav international, and it'll be a free kick to Crystal Palace. This is Roger. Now Brolin. Good ball in towards Shipley, and Palace take the lead. 35 minutes on the clock, and it's Neil Shipley with the goal. Palace have enjoyed the majority of possession so far, and Neil Shipley breaks the deadlock. Chances have been few and far between at both ends. That was an expert finish. Lovely ball in by Thomas Brolin, and there was Shipley to fire past Neil Sullivan. Whilst they're the away team, Crystal Palace have the lead on home turf. Churchich in towards Dyer, played out to Brolin. Churchich. Been a wonderful signing from Aston Villa. Brolin, good ball in. Nearly a second there. Cleared by Wimbledon, only as far as Simon Roger, who is fouled by Neil Ardley. Roger, who had a loan spell at Stoke City last season, looked like he was on his way out of the club, but he's been superb in the early weeks of this season. Fouled by Ardley there. Warhurst and Brolin over the set piece. Warhurst clips it in, and Churchich with an incredibly acrobatic effort. I think we could have finished the goal of the season competition if that one went in. Sullivan gets it towards Okoku, who Knocks it on to Gale. Free kick, which Gale takes quickly, and Kenny Cunningham. Marcus Gale. Looking for support. Got Cunningham there again. Jason Newell, who tries his luck from distance, and that was never troubling the goal. And Bardo swings it in. Headed away. And now a Koku for Wimbledon as we approach the hour mark. Wimbledon not coming close to scoring so far this afternoon. Neil Ardley towards a Koku, knocks it down. Jason Newell gets onto it, and that was close. Certainly the closest that the Crazy Gang have come to scoring, and it was Jason Newell. Good knock down by a Koku. Just cut across it. Koku. Palace win back possession, and this is Brolin towards Bruce Dyer. Churchic now. Lovely clip over the defender, and Bruce Dyer gets onto it. Churchic! Really good stop by Neil Sullivan. Down low at his near post. Good effort by Churchic. Got the ball back from Dyer. Good effort. It's a really, really good save. 20 minutes left for Wimbledon to get something out of this game. But it's Crystal Palace who are looking the most likely to get the second goal of the afternoon. Schipperle, the scorer of the only goal so far, finds Lombardo, gets it back from the Italian. Lombardo was fouled though by Vinnie Jones, and the captain is going to be spoken to by the referee. No card on this occasion. Lombardo releasing the ball, and that was a late tackle by Vinnie Jones. The Welshman lucky to escape a caution there. Churchic. Ball doesn't find a teammate, and Jason Newell for Wimbledon plays it forward to Ikoku, who's got Cole caught in the middle. And didn't quite reach the substitute. And Chris Day gratefully picked up the ball. Brolin. Dean Gordon now for Palace. Dyer. Towards Schipperle, headed away, and it'll be a corner kick. Thomas Brolin with the outswinger. Schipperle! Oh, what a save! Brilliant stop by Sullivan to keep Wimbledon in it. Magnificent reactions and agility to keep the ball out. Superb from Sullivan. Good ball. Ikoku's onto it. Evan Ikoku! Saved by Day. And Palace clear. Well, in a match of very few opportunities, you have to think that might be the last one for Wimbledon. Great save by Day to keep Palace ahead. Paul Warhurst won the Premiership, of course, with Blackburn Rovers a couple of years ago. 90 seconds left of the 90 minutes. One ball up towards Ikoku, headed away by Warhurst. And this is Efan Ikoku for Wimbledon. Efan Ikoku has scored in the dying embers of this match to surely give Wimbledon a point. It's been a long old afternoon for the Dons, but there are smiles in the home end as Efan Ikoku strikes past Chris Day and brings the scores level. Lovely finish from Ikoku. Palace couldn't properly clear their lines. The ball fell to Ikoku, who gleefully fired into the back of the net. Clever dummy by Court to allow the ball through to Okoku. And the Nigerian makes it one apiece. Substitution apiece. Will there be time for either of the substitutes to make an impact? We're into added on time. This is Shipley. It looked like his goal was going to win the match. Brolin for Palace. Thomas Brolin! Oh my lord! Palace have gone up the other end and snatched all 3 points back. And it's Thomas Brolin, the Swede, who has come up with a piece of magic to beat Sullivan. The bragging rights will go to the Eagles. It's Thomas Brolin with a moment that will live long in the memory of all Crystal Palace fans who are here today. Shipley found his man. It looked like Wimbledon had sent him away from goal, but Brolin knew where the goal was all along, and he has given Crystal Palace surely all 3 points. Up against Cunningham, up against Hughes, and then bang, past Sullivan, who has been superb this second half. Well, Crystal Palace thought that they had lost 2 points thanks to Evan Okoku's goal, but it's Thomas Brolin who went up the other end and snatched those 2 points back. All 3 points will be staying in the Crystal Palace dressing room this evening. Selhurst Park belongs to the Eagles, and all 3 points belong to the Eagles. A quite remarkable finish to this match. Sees it finish Wimbledon 1, Crystal Palace 2.
Well, I think this was described, and I'm sure I can reveal these comments because it was said to us when he reported back by Trev Motson. Not a great game, but a world-class finish, wasn't it? Well, yeah, I mean, boring games like this one, and I'm going to use the term boring because not a lot happened, but when you have finales like this, they're fantastic, and that's the brilliance of football. It can be very average for 89 minutes, and then a minute and 2 minutes added on 2-3 minutes later, it's fantastic, and that's brilliant to see. Yeah, well, there you go. So a side that can play badly for 90 minutes and play well in injury time could probably win the European Cup. You never know. Right, let's go ahead and round up all the other games that took place this weekend in the Premiership. After a 0-0 draw away from home, Newcastle United continued their impressive away form with a 1-0 win. And it was a man that knew a thing or two about getting important goals. Ian Rush came on to get the goal. A brilliant combination with Faustino Asprilla. Newcastle United with a rare away win. Wednesday in Coventry's game was goalless. There were chances, they just want the finishes to match. The best Wednesday could muster was this effort from Paolo Di Canio. There was a big chance in for Coventry City. Paul Telford was brought down by Mark Prembridge in the box. Referee rightly gave the penalty. Gary McAllister stepped up, his effort struck the bar. Real frustration in this one, with the score being 0-0. Spurs and Blackburn Rovers also played out on a 0-0 draw. There were chances, but just like the previous game, the finishing was off on one of those rare occasions. The best of them to Blackburn Rovers fell to Kevin Gallagher, and the near post completely skied his effort wide. As for Spurs, it was a Les Ferdinand cross met by Chris Armstrong that just missed the post by a fraction. Not to be in this one. Right, top of the FA Carling Premiership this week is Chelsea, 5 points clear of Leicester City, who sit second. Still don't think Leicester City will ever win the Premiership. Manchester United, after their draw, go to third, and Crystal Palace, after that last-minute winner, move all the way up to fourth. Bottom of the table is Sheffield Wednesday, fallen below Southampton. Wednesday remain the only side without a win in the Carling Premiership at the moment. On goal difference, Barnsley fall below Wimbledon at the moment, but it's worrying times for both those sides. Everton up to 16th after their win. So what do you need to win the FA Carling Premiership? Well, the last 4 out of 5 times will suggest you need a Frenchman with the flair for being cool under pressure. Chelsea have got theirs. Frank Leboeuf is unbound of the day. From all of us, bye-bye.
Now Petrescu shadowed by Winterburn. And he is Wise. And he was challenged by Overmars, and the referee says penalty. And it's the same consequence. It's Frank Leboeuf from the spot to open the scoring. Straight down the middle. Leboeuf does it. And Chelsea are in front.
Thank you for watching here this match on Trevor Sports. If you've liked it, please don't be afraid to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you do fancy it, head on over to Ko-fi. The link is in the description. Buy me a coffee for all the hard work. Other than that, make sure you enjoy more games coming up.